Telling stories, an outline of action at UKREIIF 2024. Morning everyone. I thought it'd be really interesting just to do a kind of quick video update in the run up to UKREIIF next month, the conference up in Leeds, West Yorkshire of course. Going to be as quickly as I can with this and stuff. I've taken a break from the studio just to sort of avoid the rain and the wind and stuff, which I think is going to be very short-lived on 2024's record anyway thus far. But yeah, more importantly, I wanted to just capture some of the areas of focus which I'm going to be looking at in next month's conference. And the first issue for me is kind of aligned to a really important announcement that was made by the Labour Party this morning in respect of grey belt. So this is essentially revisiting the very dated UK policy around green belt that we have in this country, a policy that was drawn up in the late 1940s. It's completely inappropriate for 21st century housing delivery, and looks at kind of revisiting that policy. Now, first and foremost, this isn't about devastating and ripping up large swathes of beautiful countryside. Far from it. I think many people would be very surprised if we were to show them the extents of sites that kind of fit under or are listed under kind of greenbelt policy. And when you look at them, you know, there's no way that they're kind of greenbelt in that respect. What I think is going to be really interesting around this policy is not only will it unlock hundreds of thousands, if not millions of homes across the country, but it sets up quite a dynamic platform for accelerating delivery, particularly around single family rental. I want to put my cards on the table, and I'm not like a lot of build to rent, single family rental evangelicists. I don't think that single family rental or SFR is a kind of one size fits all approach to the housing crisis. Far from it. But what it plays quite an important role in terms of diversifying housing tenure, housing types, and the variety of models that we can bring forward. So we're not just as reliant on the kind of traditional models of housing delivery, particularly in low-rise, traditional kind of lower density locations. What's going to be interesting as well is that we're in the midst of quite some interesting aspects, if you like, around single family rental. So we're bringing forward a portfolio of 3,000 homes across the country, specifically for single family rental delivery. So we're engaged with a number of investors. We're looking at growing that pipeline. I think UKREIIF, being back in Leeds, having such a big cross section of the industry in the city, really looking forward to engaging with investors around this platform. So please do kind of reach out if you're interested in kind of having any discussions around that. The second matter that or area of focus that I'll be exploring and advocating for in West Yorkshire is just this constant theme of stagnant town centre regeneration that we're seeing in this country, particularly in I guess non-major city locations, etc. So not Manchester, Leeds, Birmingham, London, etc., etc. You know, there's a number of issues that we need to explore in this, like compulsory purchase, right? So what an amazing tool in the local authority's disposal. This would massively accelerate and unlock so many regeneration sites in these areas of need. But what's really surprising is just how little local authorities use this potentially transformational tool at their disposal. I think there's a lack of desire and just a lack of kind of political will, and probably a lot of kind of misunderstandings just with the cycle of kind of every 5 years electing new members, etc., that we kind of have in this country. So what can we do about that, and what other kind of interventions can we bring in, I guess, to kind of educate members around the kind of benefits of using these powers to unlock regeneration, bring in that investment that we need, and fundamentally see kind of housing built. We're working with a number of local authorities on quite an interesting model, which is sort of centralised around affordable later living. Obviously massive demographic within this country, which is kind of growing and increasing over the years. But what I've been particularly impressed by this model, and why it seems to be working successfully, is that it's a viable solution for town centre regen sites in non-major city centre locations, where traditional models for regeneration, such as I guess a sort of standard BTR model, just wouldn't wouldn't be simply viable in that location. So really interested in using affordable later living as a tool for regeneration, a tool for investment, setting that kind of framework for kind of capital, housing delivery, placemaking, and kind of ESG being kind of making fundamental kind of impact and transformational change to a place. So yeah, so that's kind of it really for now. Obviously massively looking forward to being back in West Yorkshire. Diary's obviously filling up, but please do reach out if you want to grab a beer, grab a brew, grab a coffee or a bite to eat, and we'll see you up there.